Hello guys, welcome to my daily update video where I go over what I'm doing, where I'm currently at, and what are the next steps to get to the next level. So, how these usually go is that first I go through your questions and help you with make scenarios. So if you need any help, let me know down in the comments. Then I go through my YouTube stats and then I do strategy or live work or some freestyle yapping, just talking about some topics that I feel like will be valuable to you guys. So today I'll start with these two. After that, the live work, I will be continuing with what I was doing in the past few days. So I'll be continuing in building the content generation system that takes different sources regarding automations and AI and help me come up with ideas for my next videos. So let's first open up my YouTube channel and let's see if there are any comments or any new questions. And there are no new comments, so for now we will skip this, and what we will look at is YouTube stats, where this is my daily channel. We still have 4 subscribers, so the daily channel actually hasn't grown at all for the past, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 6 days, which I'm, not that concerned about, to be honest, because it's a channel where, as of now, it's more like documenting the journey and it's not solving specific problems as on my main channel. So I kind of get that. It's fine. Now, what is slowly growing though is the number of views and, the watch time, which is very low, especially given the fact that my videos are long, but, it is what it is, I guess. And what I also want to check is my main channel. So, David Gulas, and we have 207 subscribers, which is very, not much, but an honest work. So we grew a bit. And also, so far, the views and the watch time is growing quite nicely. And especially the Facebook Graph API and the and self-hosting guides, it's videos that are performing quite well and performing quite well over the long term. So the results are quite stable, which I like a lot, to be honest. Now, let me check this, right? And what are the criteria for monetization actually? So that's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public watch hours. So I have no clue if this is achievable at all. We'll see if it's achievable and in how long of a time, because this resets every year from what I understand. So, with my current kind of tempo, which is 136 watch hours in a month, it's not achievable because that adds up to approximately 1,500 watch hours over the year. So once I have this metric, the watch time hours per month, at around 400, then I can be confident that sooner or later I will reach the monetization, which, by the way, isn't a significant milestone or anything like that. I don't care that much, to be honest, but it's just an interesting thought process. Okay, so we have the daily stats. And so what we can do is continue with my content generation system, right? And basically, it's a system where I'm getting all the information from YouTube comments, from my channel, both my normal channel, my daily channel, from other creators when it comes to their videos, the stats, the transcripts, the comments on their videos, and then also, from different AI automation blogs, RSS feeds, and newsletters. So far, what we've done together is we decided on the creators that we want to kind of follow and see what they're doing, which was very interesting, by the way, because as I was mentioning, I thought that the biggest guy in the AI automation game is Nick Sarev, and he's quite big, but there's a lot of guys, at least when it comes to the subscriber count on YouTube, who are on par with Nick or, way larger than him. So that was interesting. Then we created a scenario to scrape videos, list of videos, which will be used for my videos, but later on also for the other creatives, other creators and their videos, which is working nicely now. So every day it just runs, and if there are any new videos, it just adds them. So that is very nice. I get the URL, the title, the description, and anything else if needed. And right now what we're working on is building the comment tracker, which will get the comments and kind of save them in a database. But I was running it yesterday at the end of the day when I needed to run somewhere, and it didn't save for some reason. So when we look at the run yesterday, and let me open Epify as well, I think that may be helpful. And let's see my runs. So YouTube scraper. This is what ran today, I suppose, but I want to see this one, which is the one that we were running yesterday in the morning, right? Yeah, this makes sense. So let's look at the data set. And when I look at the data set, it looks like there are 7 items. Okay, that makes sense. But then, there are 7 items, right? But then in here, when we get the items, somehow it returns 10 items, which is very weird. For some reason, it's returning some of these bundles that are no result, but I have no clue what that means. It's very weird. So, to be honest, right? What are the options I have? Okay, so this is where it's coming from. Is there some documentation for this? Or you know what, like that's what I was saying. Like I could go over this and probably it would be interesting for me because I'm a kind of nerd when it comes to these stuff. So it would be interested for me to find out what does the no result mean? Why are these rows kind of included? But is there any additional value to the thing that I'm building? Probably not, right? So instead, what I'm going to do is just create a filter in Make. I will go in here and I will create a filter that in here I will filter out that no result not equal to true. And we name it something like result exists. Okay. And in this way now when we run it, it should work as expected. I hope so. And we will not be needing to deal with the fact that there is some problem with getting some comments that are empty. So now let's try running it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we get only comments with their comment ID, and we get the author name, and we get the reply count, like count, and the text or the comment, which is great, right? Now, if I'm not mistaken, the kind of build that I was doing in Make, we limited it in here for 10 max items. And so what we're doing is that we're getting all the videos, in this case from the main channel, and we're aggregating the link, and then we're passing that to the scraper. So it will actually get all the videos from all the links. And now the question, I guess, is now is how to distinguish which videos the comment came from, right? And again, so we're aggregating these links to kind of save actions and to save operations in Make. What we could do is just not aggregate them and do it for every single link, but then obviously our payload will be way larger. So that's why I'm not doing it that way. So that's the way how we could do it, how we could solve it. But to be honest, again, I'm just thinking if honestly the video that the comment is from is important. Because I don't think it is, to be honest. Because we want to use these comments to kind of decide what people want to see, right? So for instance, in this comment, there's guys that's saying, I've set up N8N on the Google Cloud, connected my subdomain and installed SSL using certbot. The webhook works fine when I make HTTP requests, but when I try to set the webhook in the VAP AI tools and run a test, I get a security error and the webhook isn't triggered. Can you please help me resolve this issue? So I don't think we need it actually. I think it's fine as it is, because we're not trying to run sentiment analysis on each one of the videos or anything like that. What we're just trying to do is get list of all comments for each video, for like all of the videos that we have. Now, what we would want to do though now is to kind of check if we want to avoid duplicities, right? So what we want to do is check if the comment exists in our database. And I'm just thinking, what is the, again, easiest way to do that? And I think I'll need to figure out in some time, because what I want to do is just add a module in here. There will be Google Sheets, it will be search rows, and we will be searching rows in this comment tracker for the main channel. Select from all, ID finder, file, name, sheet name, sheet 1. And so what I want to do right now is to get the results from the Epify dataset. And each one of the comments has unique ID, right? So then what I want to do is check it against the IDs that I already have saved. And if it finds a comment with that ID, that means that, we already have that comment and we kind of don't want to add it again. But if we don't have it, then we want to add the comment. So what we want to get is ID of the comment equal to okay. And then what this should kind of give us is that it will give us a bundle if it finds it. And we only want to proceed if the total number of bundles is 0. Because if the total number of bundles is 0, that means that there were no matches, and that means that it's a unique comment. And eventually I think this setup will eat quite a lot of operations, so I'll need to figure out a better way to do that. I'm kind of thinking about maybe storing it in make, but I don't have the exact mechanism in mind to kind of avoid that for now, but I will come up with something, don't worry. Now let's try running it. Now we should get the same comments, right? But they shouldn't be added to the database because we already have them in there. Now this seems that some new comments were added. And indeed, it's new comments. So now, for all the comments, let's say I add max items 150. And let's see if we can get all the comments at once. And it seems like the automation is working. We're getting more and more and more comments in here. This is great. And we also see the likes, so we know if the comments are kind of if the comments are getting famous or getting a lot of clout. Is that it? Okay, so I guess this is it. So now we have the comment. We're able to scrape all of the comments. What I would want to see in this scraper, right, is if it allows something like not getting duplicate comments. But I don't think it does. Yeah. Like, to be honest, this scraper is so cheap that it doesn't even matter. 1,000 comments are like $50, and that's extremely cheap. So I'm not worried about this. What I'm worried about in the long term are make actions, because as you can see, it's adding a lot of actions. But that's something I will need to figure out. For now, it's working as we expect that it should be. Maybe in this, I will want to convert it to table, right? Have all the comments like somewhere here. And then I will want to kind of filter out the column. I don't necessarily want to see the comments that are made by me, the comment replies, because, well, that's not something that's really valuable for the viewers, I guess. So if I filter those out, then we have something like 46 comments, which is good. Okay, so we have this. And then what else do we need to do? We probably would want to do this for the daily update channel, right? But I will do it behind the scenes. I don't think there is that much value in you seeing that. But we also want to do it for the other creators. And so I'm thinking kind of how to achieve this. So I want to have the list of the videos of each of the creators, and then I want to have all of the comments. So what I will probably do is create, I have already a list of creators to copy, and I will create a new Google Sheet, not Google Slides, new Google Sheet that will be called something like creators to copy videos. And then I will have one sheet for each one of the creators. I think that kind of seems reasonable. What I'm thinking about though, just like, again, kind of thinking out loud, is that maybe for the other creators, and let's see what options we have when it comes to this scraper. But maybe for the other creators, we will want to also scrape some of the other information. So let's see what information do we get. We get views, we get likes. We don't get the number of comments. We get the publish date. I'm just thinking about the number of comments and number of likes, right? Because we will get that at some point in time, but then we would need to track it like long term. There was some video rating 10x. There was some tool, and I can't remember the name of the tool, but it was a tool which basically ranked the videos of you or other creators and kind of showed you how they're performing compared to other videos on that channel. And that would be great. I will write it down, kind of incorporate it maybe. Incorporate 10x tool. Wrong name probably. Okay, so I have that. And for now, in that case, we will just, or you know what, let's get the kind of statistics, the likes and the comments, but let's write there when we actually scraped it. So also duration, I think this will be helpful. Duration, views, likes, and the date. So duration, likes. What was the other one? Duration, views. Then I will delete this column and instead I will have publish date and scraping date. Yeah, I think this should be pretty reasonable. And now let's see who do I have as the first person. So I have John O'Catliff, right? So I will just name this sheet John O'Catliff. Okay, and now what basically we will want to do is create a separate automation and make. And we can just copy the one that we already have for my channel, which is get videos, daily updates. I want to clone this, get videos, Jono, get live. And now I want to get videos from a handle which is Jono Catliff. Okay. max items. Let's see how many videos does he have. So he has 150 videos. So I will do max items 200, let's say. So we have all of them. And in here, I'm filtering the date, right? So I'll just add the module, set variable. Condition 2. So basically what I'm trying to do right now is just save the filtering conditions so I don't need to rewrite them. Okay, now we can remove this condition because for now we want all of the videos. We can unlink this because we don't want to be setting the variable every single time. And in here, we want a different kind of title, right? We'll duplicate this just so we have some example and we want creators to copy videos. Okay, let's see what is the search result. It's working, but we obviously need to get a different sheet name. We want the Jono Catlif sheet name. And then for ID, title, URL, description, this was the publish date, scraping date. We want a format date. We want now with the format of year, month, day. And then we also want duration. Views. Duration, it's in here. And we should also have likes somewhere. And maybe even comments, you know, like I'm not sure if I'm seeing this, but let's see if it's in the hidden fields. Oh, because I think there is number of comments as well. So that would be actually ideal. Maybe let me try to add that as well. Views, likes, comments. Okay. And this is all just doing it to be more accurate, right? So as of now, we have title, URL, description, duration, views, likes, and comments. Now we need to refresh this. We need to move these because we added one entry and likes are in here. Okay, I think we should be done. So let's see what we get actually. And now it should go through the whole channel of Jono, scrape all of his videos, get us the likes, the duration, the name, the description, I believe, and all the information that can be kind of helpful for doing something more with these videos, right? After that, what we will do, we will get also a transcript of that video, which is something that can be useful for AI to kind of work with it. And we will also want to get the comments eventually. And you know, the strategic mistake that I did is that I ran it for all 200 of the videos. So as you can see, it's still running. Right now we're at approximately 68 videos. So we'll just see how that ends up. In the meanwhile, we can look at the other kind of automation, which is scrape the transcript, which is more expensive. And let me check once again if we don't have some cheaper one. But if we don't, you know, then I guess it is what it is. This is like 15 a month. We don't necessarily want that. Let's see paper result. $3 per 1000 results. Okay. This may be actually one that we can try. This one. So let's try this one actually. You see, like, at least my idea, right? And again, this just kind of comes from theory of constraints, but the idea is that when we have multiple scrapers that are doing the exact same thing in Epify, we should try using the cheapest one first, right? To optimize our kind of expenses versus the revenues. And if the cheapest one isn't working, then we know it is a constraint and we will try the next cheapest one, like the one that's just a bit more expensive. And if that doesn't work, we try the one that's even a bit more expensive. But we don't start from the most expensive scraper because that's just wasting money. So that's just a side note. And now let's see where we're at. For some reason I left the filter in there. That's a bummer. So now what we will do is we'll just take the dataset ID and just run it manually. And now we should be getting all of the videos that Jonah published. In the meantime, yeah, this will be long. This will be very long. It looks good, actually. Now we have all the videos in one place and we can kind of decide what to do with them. But let's get one URL of one of the videos. Let's take this one, which is published date. That's a few days ago. So I suppose this is the newest. This would be a video of 17 things you didn't know about N8N. Okay. And what we want to do now is try this transcript extractor. So we will do only one, batch size 1. Run options. Let's also save this just to have it in here. And let's see. So now what this should do is get the transcript, right? It seems like it did, actually. So now we have the whole transcript of the video. What he's saying. In this video, we were talking about 17 things in N8N you probably didn't know about. Let's get into this right now. The first one has to do with webhooks. Here, essentially what webhooks do is they receive data from third-party applications, the things you can see on the side here now. The problem is that with webhooks in N8N, by default, they're set to a get method, which means that if you're sending data into N8N from another source, it's almost always sent from post, which means that if you're waiting for the results to come in, we can go ahead and test this. Great. So as I mentioned, theory of constraints, and instead of paying $7 per, 1,000 of the video transcripts, or how much was it, we're paying $1. So again, basically we're getting this for free. We're also getting thumbnail, which is actually very valuable. It's something we can use also for a system to kind of create a way to judge the thumbnails and the videos and how they're performing, I guess. But yeah, as you can see in here, right now I think this should have finished by now. What I will do is I will just try to keep this normal. I will resize it to the default height. And yeah, now we have all the videos that John O'Catliff has done. It's 100 of them, so I don't think it's all of them, but it's all of them since August. And we can see the description, which obviously I suppose is the same in every single video. We have the duration, we have the views, likes, comments, published dates. For instance, we see that this one, Master and A10 video, this one is performing very well. 11 make automations you need to start using every day, also performing very well. And yeah, this is great start. And this is something that we can further leverage. We will also add something like, I will add something like transcript, the thumbnail, and some other information that we can use to then feed to AI to kind of get better ideas of what videos would be worth doing about. Anyways, this is everything for today. If you have any questions, let me know down somewhere in the comments. I'll be happy to help you with your make and A10 scenarios. And yeah, that's all. Have a nice day and see you tomorrow. Bye.